My name is Robert Ryan. I'm going to be your host on the ride home. Now, what this channel is all going to be about is me. I'm going to be doing reviews on movies, restaurants, and other activities that I'll be doing, and I'm just going to post my reviews on them. But unlike other reviews, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to give you a pre-review on what I think about what I'm going to be doing, and then giving you another review after the fact and telling you my afterthoughts on the actual event itself or the movie. In today's case, we're actually going to be getting a sneak preview or a pre-screening of the movie Lucy, starring Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman. Now, so far from what I've seen on previews, it looks like it's purely an action film, and so I don't expect a whole lot on the movie itself, and I will be grading the movie on different aspects, not just specifically catered to each type of movie. An action movie will be graded differently than a drama or a comedy or a sci-fi film, depending on what kind of genre and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go and say, oh, it was an action film, there was like no script, it was terrible. Of course it's terrible. It's an action film. There are explosions, gunfights, sword fights, blood, gore. That's going to happen in an action film. Don't expect a good plot story, and I don't expect one for this movie. But hopefully with Morgan Freeman in there, he's going to probably play his usual part in most action movies lately, and that is of the wise gentleman who's going to be giving advice to the protagonist or the main character of the story. And in this case, it's Scarlett Johansson. So this is going to be an interesting film. Now, in the previews, it shows basically it's indicating that she's kidnapped what looks to be like some type of Asian mafia or syndicate, probably the Triad or some name that they'll make up. And then what looks like is they basically put something in her body. And at some point, something happens where it then either leaks or causes an unforeseen side effect of carrying the object or chemical or whatever it is that's inside her, and end up giving her superhuman powers by unlocking her brain, the so-called 10% of the human mind. So she'll be able to manipulate her DNA of her own body, changing her hair color, maybe even the way she looks in appearance. So that would be an interesting aspect. Another thing, at the very end of the preview, you see her sitting on a park bench and people walking by, and she's somehow able to stop time, actually reverse time. That would be pretty cool. But that's probably going to be towards the end of the movie when they're going to go like, okay, and she's going to who knows what. Maybe she's not affected by time anymore, or maybe she can perceive things outside of the space-time continuum, and see beyond that and see both past, present, and future all at once. Although I don't really understand how that would really be affected by your brain. To be able to see past, present, and future all at once, to me, would seem a little ambiguous of the script, so hopefully it doesn't go that far. We'll see what happens. And then,
Alright, welcome back to On the Ride Home I'm your host, Robert Ryan. Well, we finished watching the movie Lucy. Let's see, the dialogue was believable for the most part, so I do like that. I hate it when they make a movie and they give stupid dialogue and that no one would ever say in a real life situation. It was interesting. Like I said before, the unlocking the human brain and having special powers or being really smart wasn't, has been done before. And in the previews, it is exactly as it alludes to, that she's basically kidnapped, given a new bag of drugs that's going out onto the market, onto the streets, and they're using her to carry it, basically cutting her open and putting it inside her tummy to get past security checkpoints and things like that. Mainly because they're going to be, they actually do it to 3 other people as well, and basically you're sending them to their home countries where they'll be picked up later to retrieve the merchandise. Now Lucy herself lives where this incident happens, so she doesn't go to any other country. She stays right where she is. During an altercation while being held, the bag leaks inside her, causing the abilities to manifest themselves. From pretty much that's where the previews ended, or at least where they allude to it. And then after that, basically she's just fighting for her life. She's actually trying to locate the other carriers to get the drugs, all while trying to get revenge on the bad guys, trying to keep away from the bad guys, while talking to Morgan Freeman's character about what's going on with her. So I don't know if that part is believable, although if you had the abilities that she had, you could probably do a million things at once. So I suppose that part, if she did have those abilities, would be believable, that she could, maintain all these different aspects all at once, trying to save herself, save other people, and have the leisurely time to communicate with Morgan Freeman, or at least his character anyway. But all in all, it was a good movie. I would check it out. Probably not a movie you'd want to take your kids to if you're Christian. If you don't like the drug innuendos, the violence and that kind of thing, you definitely don't want to take your kids to it. I don't remember if there was any foul language. I don't think there was, which is surprising. Kind of left me unsatisfied. It's kind of like it kept climbing, was climbing, and then plateaued pretty much for almost the entire movie, and then there was no climax at the end, no happy ending. And I don't mean that in there was a bad ending or good ending type of thing, but if you get my drift, you understand, you don't need to ask. It had some good action in it. It wasn't over the top, so I'd probably give just the action part alone probably about 7 out of 10. The story, I'd probably give more an 8 or 9 out of 10 for an action film. I'm not comparing that to some other major story, other movies with, really good plots and stories. That's what those movies are for. This is an action film. You can't expect a lot from an action film other than action. So for an action film, I would say an 8 or a 9 out of 10 as far as the story goes. It could have been a little bit better, though. It seemed more... I don't want to say it was pure action. It was somewhere in between action and it was a good movie. What can I say? Go check it out for yourself. Don't expect a whole lot from the movie. It is a good movie, though. Just don't go thinking it's going to be the best movie in the world. Although some of you may think so, some of you may think it's complete garbage. But that's everyone's opinion, and everyone's entitled to one. And every movie ever made, somebody hated and somebody liked. So I'm sure though majority of you will like it, so go enjoy it, go watch it. If you can, go to a movie theater where it's less expensive. I don't see the need to spend $20 on a ticket just to watch this movie. I would try and go and watch it for, you know, $8 or $6 if you have a movie theater in your area that you can watch it for less. Alright.